Education studio.
We are making progress. Maybe you already have had some kirtan bhajan for some time already? Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Unexpected guest. Yeah. You have already introduced the various guests and whatnot? Oh, okay. So I'll just begin with short invocation and then we can proceed with that to kind of introduce everyone briefly so that we know who is here, and then I'll speak something. I will, since kirtan has already been done, I will not do kirtan right now. And those who cannot follow English should sit beside suitable Swami Prabhu. যারা ইংরেজি বুঝতে পারে না ওখানে বসতে হবে। বাংলা, হিন্দি, তেলুগু? No. Matajis all follow English, so you will help her. Yes. Yes. Devotees mean always trying to help others. Yes. And yes. This is material entanglements. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurindritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhuttale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhuttale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deshatharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Mukam karoti vasalam pangom langayate girim Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Hare Krishna. So I'd like to begin by thanking the devotees who are here for this, I believe, our fourth weekend retreat, the fourth one. It was the first one, what month was it? Do you remember? April? In April. So the idea of, we call it Varnasrama weekend retreats. Retreats are popular nowadays. Is to give an opportunity for devotees, select devotees. It's on a kind of an invitation basis or recommendation basis, and we are, of course, limited in how many people we can accommodate. But the idea was to give that opportunity for people, like-minded devotees who have at least some little curiosity or interest in Varnasrama, and especially those who have more interest in Varnasrama, to come together and discuss here and try to deepen basically our understanding of what Srila Prabhupada envisioned and what Srila Prabhupada wanted in the context of what he has coined as Daiva Varnasrama. This was coined actually earlier by, I believe, beginning with Srila Bhakti Thakur. And I want to take this opportunity to actually thank our main person or devotee who actually had this idea is Achyutananda Prabhu, who's sitting, don't sit too far back, we might lose you, right? People who sit on the edge there, they should be careful. So Achyutananda Prabhu has been involved with this project in different ways. He happens to be an architect, And this building was actually designed by him. And he felt it would be a good idea, and I totally agreed, of course, that we have such kind of satsanga on the subject matter of Varnasrama Dharma. At this point, we're still in the early stages. Mostly we have devotees from Bengal, and as we get a bit more experience, we hope to actually dovetail and accommodate maybe special groups, even from outside of India as well, for the same purpose, to actually introduce and explain to as many people as possible the vital importance, I would say the urgent need for implementing the many instructions given by our founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So as we normally do whenever we have a new session, as we are today, although I know some of you have come before, but we have some devotees who have not come, who are coming for the first time. So it's helpful, just very briefly, that we introduce ourselves. I don't know if you want to do it in a particular way, or one of the simple ways is that we allow everyone to just tell who their name is, where they come from, and if they have any particular involvement or activity connected with Varnashram, so that we know at least a little bit. And of course, during this 2-day seminar, devotees will have an opportunity to interact and to get to know one another, etc. like that. So is that okay? We can proceed like this?
So ladies first,
Huh?
ladies first, ladies will start.
Of course, as always.
In material culture, ladies are first, but in our spiritual culture, women first not take it.
No, yeah, yes. So just very briefly, we used to have another mic, eh? Anyways, we don't have like 5,000 people here. So yes, if our Matajis can just briefly mention their name, where they are from, and what is briefly their interest in Varnasrama Dharma. If some new people are arriving, as I see now, somebody, either you, Achyutananda Prabhu, or whoever else, should meet with them. Better you should meet with them to find out what the situation is, etc. like that, and take a call. Yes. Yes, you have the chair. Excuse me. Actually, these are wonderful machines, but we call, but they make a lot of noise. So can you just put it down a little bit so that we can hear ourselves? Yeah, one small second. Yeah. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna everybody. Myself Krishna Priyashidas. I am from Kolkata.
Kolkata.
Yes.
Yes.
My worship Guru Maharaj and Sri Prabhupada, obviously you are Krishna. We have a small service in our village at the Bank of Branches in South Chennai. There is a little bit of land with a small Raghav temple, with a kitchen center and a cow. We have a goshala and a little bit of a we have started it for last 2 years.
How far from Calcutta?
It's 42 kilometers from South Chennai. From Calcutta, ISKCON temple is 52 kilometers.
Okay. Which district again?
This is South Chennai, 24 Parganas South.
Oh, 24 Parganas, 24 Parganas South. Okay, very good. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes? Yes? You can speak in Bengali if you like. Antaranga Shakti, Devinasi, yes.
Got initiation from Guru Maharaj 2023. Came up and once Maharaj told me for service, teaching Mataji's and working on 64 hours. So I was already in music. So I learned the classical part especially from South India and I am interested in different subjects. So now I am reading on Ayurveda and medicine, other matters.
Reading our Ayurveda and medicine, yeah. Actually, you'll be talking on that also.
A little bit in Jyotish Shastra also. Now music teaching is going. So that's it.
Okay. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes. She can tell her name. Yeah. Difficult to hear, actually.
Actually, she is now a student and she is especially learning the perfect dance form. She is a dancer.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And they are by-born devotee.
Yes.
Her parents are initiated from Jaipur Swami.
Yes. Okay. Very good. That's one of the 64 arts and sciences. Yes. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes. Okay. So we can just go clockwise maybe. Clockwise, we'll start with you. Yes. You probably don't have to get up. You can just, now you're up, of course, and stay up.
Serving currently in IDBM, previously in this community and Mayapur as well. Currently, I'm working in IDBM, trying to just promote this thing, whatever I can promote, and promoting in different villages, traveling, and especially I'm as a student to learn more and deeper understanding, becoming Varnasrama. And distribute Varnasrama books also, whatever possible.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to start.
Yes. Thank you. Very interesting. Clockwise means Aduksaja. Just so that we know who you are a little bit.
Hare Krishna. My name is Raghav. I'm a disciple of Bhakti Maharaj, and I do service from the Varnasrama ministry as a secretary minister to the Prabhu.
To the co-minister.
Oh, sorry, co-minister.
He's minister of co-minister. Yeah, okay. Yes, thank you. Yes.
My name is Jitendra Mandal. I am from Calcutta, Tamil. I am studying for data collection Maharaj. I all know about Varnasrama, how to work in the mission. So
Some interest to know a bit more about it.
Can we? Yes.
Okay.
Good meeting.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
My name is Devendra Vishmadas. My spiritual master is His Holiness Raghav Swami Guru Maharaj. I am from Kolkata, Sonarpur.
Okay.
I am interested to Varnasrama. Already some child are going to their Sonarpur.
From childhood. You know how to milk cows?
Actually, I visit their place also.
Okay.
So we have a small setup, we have a tent and on some piece of land ready.
Okay.
Any child means we have a standard group of children class, weekly classes like that.
Achha. Okay.
Some cows are there in the community.
Yes, yes,
Small
yes.
community is there.
Okay,
So
good.
that's why we couldn't come
Yeah.
this time.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Ah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Ah.
I am Traveler Pranam Das. I am Mayapur. IDM for example.
Mayapur?
Mayapur
He
IDM.
is connected with micro IDVM.
Oh, okay.
Health and starting.
Achha. What seva is doing with IDVM?
He's recently connected.
Connected.
He's been traveling with me and helping them.
Oh, achha. Okay.
Very much interested.
Yeah, yeah.
Hare
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna. Yes. You can come this way. I will come this way so that our cameraman. Yes.
Krishna Maharaj. So my name is Raghav Das.
Yes.
So he's from Guru Maharaj. Know that Prabhupada 50% unfulfilled mission is there. So came to here to learn. That 50% is remaining.
Yes. Okay. Good. And he has cows also. Right. Yes.
Hare Krishna, my name is Arjuna Acharya Das. I'm from South Africa and with the movement for 25 years now. So I'm retired, Vanapast.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been serving in the temple there in Durban for 12 years, living in the temple, serving. But now I realize that there's more to be done in ISKCON, and that is to grow ISKCON, and the way to grow ISKCON is Devi Varnasrama Dharma. So it's one of my focuses, and that's why I'm hoping to come and get association of like-minded people and encouragement and learn some things and serve Srila Prabhupada in that way.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes. Achyut Nanda Prabhu. I mean, everyone knows Achyut Nanda, but yes, briefly.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj and our devotees. I am disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Swami Maharaj. Maharaj gave me this opportunity to make this project. I am from the very starting stage I am involved in this project. Then the project is almost over, then new assignment came. That how to coordinate this mission. So I am inviting all the devotees so that they can come, they learn, and they can implement in their life. Village lifestyle is better than urban lifestyle. That I am trying with the blessings of Lord Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
I'm Rajiv Day from Ranchi, Jharkhand. Very grateful to Maharaj and Chaitanya Prabhu also to give me a chance to see how to develop Varnasrama in Jharkhand and learn from you to develop here.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. And this is Nabagauranga Prabhu on the far right, the last one here, from Kazankol. That's in the district of Howrah. And many of you, well, actually he was one of the first Namhata Sanghas in the early 80s. And they celebrated like over 40 years of, being in devotional line. And many years ago, actually, he, on his own, developed some kind of interest and conviction about the importance of Varnasrama. Krishna works in unexpected ways, unusual ways. I was away from India at that time, and somehow he, now they have a Gurukul actually. Gurukul, I think. They have a Gurukul in their village, and maybe 15, 20 boys are there. They've come here also. So we're happy that he is with us today. Yeah. Okay, I think, well, maybe you can introduce yourself. Who are you? The photographer? Yeah, briefly.
Yes. Hare Krishna. My name is Amal Harinam Das. Right now I do many services like this year, but I am specifically serving as a director for the Deva Varnasrama Research Center, where today I give like more details for the purpose and vision of Deva Varnasrama Research Center.
Hare Krishna. Yes. And we have behind the camera our Aravind Prabhu. Can you kind of briefly tell us who you are?
Hare Krishna, Raghav, what it is. I am Arvind. I am serving since from 1 year. I am here as temple commander. Hare Krishna.
So be very careful, he's a temple commander. Huh? He just announced to everyone, I am the temple commander. By the way. So, okay. Since we have actually some new devotees participating, I would like to speak briefly on what we could term as Srila Prabhupada's vision, which is part naturally of his mission as well, for introducing, establishing Varnasrama Dharma. We're starting a little bit late actually, the time is kind of changed in terms of, we don't have a clock here actually. It will be good whenever we have seminars to have a timepiece that we can look at and keep track of what the time is.
11 o'clock.
Now it's 11 o'clock? Yeah, right. Because our next speaker actually came hoping to speak around this time. I will keep it, quite short, and leave a little bit of time also for some possible questions or clarifications that will be there. It's extremely important for every single devotee within our society, and this should be obvious, to know, to really understand what was the plan, or what is Srila Prabhupada's plan for spreading Krishna consciousness, isn't it? And we can begin to get a glimpse, I would say even more than a glimpse of that plan, way back in the late 1940s and mid-1950s, when Srila Prabhupada actually wrote and put in writing what he was planning to do, to actually introduce and spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I very much encourage our devotees to read two very important references that to me were in many ways a revelation, and that can help us understand why, from going back so many years up until the very last days of Srila Prabhupada's physical presence in Vrindavan, Prabhupada was consistent in wanting to promote the Varnasrama mission. So I'm referring to actually two, one is a letter and another one is an article or an essay. So the first reference goes back to 1949. The letter can be read. It is tucked away in what is called the folio or database. For those who may not be familiar, folio or database is a compilation of all of Prabhupada's books, lectures, conversations, letters, etc. It's huge in terms of reference, and many devotees, it's like on a CD, one can order this, one can download it, and one can find this particular letter, 1949, addressed actually to Dr. Patel, who was at that time the Deputy Minister for India, Dr. Patel. And in that letter, Prabhupada outlines his vision for introducing and establishing on the long run the mission of Lord Chaitanya, which is actually to revive or reintroduce, re-establish Vedic culture. There are many, in that particular letter, 1949, he especially focuses on what devotees should know as the four movements. Like, we speak about the Hare Krishna movement. We are part of the Hare Krishna movement. But we should know that within this Hare Krishna movement, there are four movements. We could call it sub-movements. And we should see them as phases. It's like going up a ladder. You have step number one, and then from one you go to the second step, from the second to the third, and the third to the fourth. Simple and logical. So in a similar way, Prabhupada outlined four phases, step by step, which culminate actually in what should be the vision for re-establishing Vedic culture. Keeping in mind, which is something that many of our devotees still don't grasp, don't understand, that our Vedic culture, number one, is an eternal culture. It's part of Sanatana Dharma. And that eternal culture is meant to be understood not only in terms of its spiritual dimension, but extremely important also to understand that this eternal culture is meant to be practiced eternally also. For those who are in the material world, based on a particular lifestyle which we call agrarian lifestyle. Agrarian lifestyle means intimately, directly connected with cows and land. And we can easily understand this when we just think about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. Krishna's pastime and Vrindavan are not only to introduce us to, very esoteric levels of spirituality, that is there, of course, culminating in the Rasa Leela and so many wonderful relationships that he had with all different types of devotees. That's the perfection of Vrindavan. Krishna displays fully at different levels his intimate relationships with his devotees who play different roles. But simultaneously, and we tend to not even think about it, and we definitely don't understand sufficiently that dimension, Krishna and the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they demonstrate to us how we are meant to live. Not only here in the material world, but also in the spiritual world. Because Krishna, as we know, when he comes in the material world, and I invite the devotees to read this essay on Gita Nagari. again, which is in the folio, and it's not yet been published, so it is much less known by many. So the subject matter, I'll just close on this point here, and we can take any comments or questions. The subject matter of Varnasrama is, because it's very very involved, and because it's not been a very popular topic, and because of all the irregularities and abuses actually within the system here in India for many years, as I mentioned, for centuries. Therefore, because most people don't have a clear, proper understanding, there is much less interest in general, and that's part of, I guess, the challenge that we all have, to try and present it in such a way that people will at least begin to understand that this is something very important. So I won't take more time than this. We can, if there are any questions, we can take 5-10 minutes, not more than that, because our next speaker is already waiting in line, so I don't want him to wait longer than necessary. So, yeah, these 4 phases are described in one of the books that we have called, what is it? Make Vrindavan Villages. Yeah, it's one of the books. Do we have a book table this time? Last time, no? Yeah, correct, yeah. Whenever we have the weekend retreat, it's good to have whatever copies of the books that we have in whatever languages for devotees, especially English, Bengali and Hindi. So, yes. So are there any comments or any questions or clarifications that anyone may like to make or to take? Yeah.
Maybe comments. He said there are a lot of problem due to pollution. All the natural resources getting polluted, like air, water. So current time you get to see a lot of pollution and different things in the nature.
Yes, yes. Well, because we are not following the prescribed way of living that is recommended in the Shastra, because we are exploiting Mother Nature. Therefore, we have created all of these irregularities, and yeah, we have air pollution, noise pollution, so many very critical situations all over the world because of not understanding. Just for example, this urbanization. Urbanization is based on industrialization, factories, and factories, as we know, they are highly polluting. Factories are generally built close to big cities. They supply and you know, they use a lot of raw material. They throw a lot of their refuse or waste both in the air and also in rivers. I mean, the Ganga, for example, is full of waste from different factories. And so we are in the name of so-called advancement, we are manipulating material nature, and basically we're destroying. Modern day society is a very destructive society. Prabhupada described modern day civilization as a killing civilization, literally. And therefore, unless we return to what is meant to be a more simple and natural way of living, the situation will simply become more and more critical. Yeah. Other thoughts, comments? So there's a whole plan actually. A whole plan means this is part of what we are trying to present here. There are projects and attempts being made by devotees in different countries around the world. One devotee who is very active, he's from France. He's been attending our Varnasrama seminars the last couple of years. His name is Devarshi. He'll be coming actually in 1 or 2 months. He'll be attending our Kartik semester. Connected. And they're described by Grandfather Bhishmadev as the 3 gifts of nature: cows, land, and knowledge. And we're failing on all 3 counts in modern day society. So we have to get back and reconnect with cows, with land, and proper cultivation of knowledge, so that things can be restored in their proper place. Yeah. Other comment or question? Yes.
We can see in our Vedic civilizations, in Vedic management, they are saying that time the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudra, everyone having that much quality.
Yes.
Everyone giving their best qualifications, like everyone listening their administrator. But in this Kali Yuga, we have many problems. We are not understanding, listening our various higher authorities. So our quality in Kali Yuga became very down and poor.
Yes.
So how it will be possible we are thinking that reorganize Vedic civilizations in this Kali Yuga?
Undoubtedly, Vedic standard is very high, and Kali Yuga is very low. So from where we are now, it's a good question, is it possible, is it even possible, conceivable, to re-establish Vedic culture? We should know that, number one, because it is recommended and also advised by our acharyas, and because that is the standard described in the Shastra, then it is possible. And it will become more so possible when we begin to apply the good instructions given in terms of training and educating our people. So that's where Gurukul comes into picture, that's where Varnasrama College comes into picture. And that's why Srila Prabhupada from the very beginning gave so much of importance to Gurukula, isn't it? Yes, the age is very contaminated, the whole atmosphere is very polluted, but the principles of Dharma can be gradually introduced. I mean, the proof is that so many people, since Srila Prabhupada went to the Western countries, became devotees. Okay, maybe not perfect devotees, but have taken up, and people or devotees are at different levels of advancement. So in other words, Srila Prabhupada has, we could say, proven or demonstrated that even in this very heavily polluted situation of Kali Yuga, I mean, he started from New York City, that it is possible, and the more devotees become serious in practicing, then we see, actually we can begin to see we have glimpses through some of our children who are born actually in devotee families because of having that good association, and because that's why it's important, for example, that more of our householders, they follow the Garbhadana samskara. Unless householders follow the samskaras, beginning with the Garbhadana samskara, then it will take a long time. But the more we have devotees taking seriously vows that they take at initiation, the more devotees endeavor to understand the mission, the various instructions given by our founder, Acharya Srila Prabhupada, then we should simply have firm faith. Okay, maybe in our lifetime, we may not be able to see the kind of development that we would like to see, but we should see our efforts and our endeavors as like working towards establishing a foundation, working towards facilitating our future generation of devotees. Prabhupada did mention also it will take a few generations for major changes to take place. But we are seeing changes taking place now, and we should just be very strong in our conviction, very firm in our faith, and very loyal to what our acharyas and what our Shastra is telling us, to simply continue. We are not so much concerned about, the results. The results are actually in Krishna's hands. Our success is not in the results. Our success is in sincerely endeavoring, and Krishna will arrange in due course of time whatever results are needed. Yeah. So it seems, and it is in many ways practically like mission impossible. There used to be a series in the Western countries, Mission Impossible, and somebody was assigned a particular mission which seemed impossible, but every time he came out victorious. So we have Krishna on our side, right? So Krishna can do anything. We are unqualified in so many ways, and we are up against, we cannot even imagine what kind of negative forces, demoniac forces are against us, are against the principles we're trying to promote. But Krishna, he is Yogeshvara, and for him it's like the snap of the finger, the whole thing can change. So we need to have that kind of faith, determination, patience, etc., as described in our Shastra, and just continue in our effort, be satisfied and happy that we are making that sincere endeavor. I mean, 3 years ago there was nothing here. I'm just saying, do I use this example? There's so many examples are there. Devotees have gone somewhere, started from scratch, and then so many devotees have come, different developments, etc. like that. So it's happening, we are in our little world, right? We are from this place, we have this service, we have this responsibility. We don't see 99.9% of what's going on, both negative and positive. I mean, because we're just limited, very limited. But we should know that this is, we are heading in the right direction because it is ordained in the Shastra, and it is also verbalized and instructed by our teachers, our acharyas. Yeah. So there might be questions later on, but before, Adokshata Prabhu just loses his patience and gets up and walks away, I will stop here, and we can take 5, maximum 10 minutes to kind of stretch your legs a little bit, take a short break, and then Adoshada Prabhu will be our next speaker. So thank you all again very much. If you have questions that may come to your mind later on, just put them down and then you can ask to different devotees who will be speaking like that. So we're kind of new at receiving guests, and we have a small crew of devotees. Kindly excuse any shortcomings that are there, and feel free to approach our temple commander. Now we all know who the temple commander is, or Sritananda Prabhu, who is the coordinator for the event. So these are two key persons here. If you have something to share, positive or negative, especially positive, then kindly do so. And but yeah, we're open to different suggestions, etc. So thank you all very much. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki, Jai Samasta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Pivanand Hare Krishna.
Maharaj traditionally we will say 3 times Haribol, and thank you Maharaj for giving us such a wonderful knowledge and class. Haribol!
Haribol! Haribol! Haribol! Okay. Where you got this?
It's our 600.
Oh.
Yes.